guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to share with you our love story from the very beginning in honor of our 9-year wedding anniversary, which is tomorrow. We are so excited. We have made a video before on how we met, but it was kind of long and a long time ago. So we want to just tell the story a little bit again and talk about like some unique things that happened. You guys won't believe how short our engagement was. I'll just tell you that. So let's get started.
Basically, on a Filipino standard, it's very radical. It's very, very different. It's just how fast it happened and things like that. So. But it started with a dance. 3 years after I came back from my LDS mission, I finally decided that, hey, why not try out this dance and a 2-hour drive.
It's called the Young Single Adult Conference. It's something we do in our church.
Yep.
We're both members of the same church. We grew up in that church. And so he hadn't gone to them. They're kind of awkward singles get together, and
it's like a social, like a mingle.
Yeah.
Basically, a bunch of single people hanging out for 3 days. We met there. She thought I was 16, which still hasn't changed even now.
I think he looks a little older with his facial hair. He grows out sometimes.
Yeah, I get some hair.
But he doesn't look his age, probably. But yeah, I just thought he was way too young to be there, but I thought he was super cute. And so I just decided I'm going to flirt with him and hang around him, but I had no intentions of dating anyone seriously, especially someone that lived like 4 or 5 hours away from me at the time.
I wasn't looking to date anybody. Saying dating in the Philippines is kind of different than when you say here in America. So
it's probably more like courting?
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Anyways, but I wasn't looking for anybody. I was just like there because like I don't have anything to do that weekend. So I'm like, why not? Let's meet peoples. You know?
Yeah. Well, it totally worked out. So I kind of followed him around for the whole conference and wanted to be around him because the other girls did too. And he's just the cutest, most awesome guy there. So the cutest thing is he like winked at me when I asked him to go to this little pool party I was doing at my hotel with my friends, and he agreed to come, and that's when I was like, okay, I like him. But then it wasn't until we were dancing at the final dance, and I asked him, are you gonna come visit me? And he was like, yep, and he was totally serious. And so I'm like, okay, I guess this is serious. So moving on from there,
hold on, you missed something.
Another really sweet thing was that I was really cold that night and I didn't have a jacket, and John went out to his car and brought me back his jacket, and so I wore that night and then gave it back the next day at church. Okay, so we don't want to take too long, but that's like the basics of how we met. But then from there it gets really crazy, guys. So are we gonna be honest about how long until we were engaged?
No,
I don't know if we've told anybody that story. Like, I don't know if my mom knows.
I don't know. Isn't it just a week? Yeah. Well, I mean, unofficially, it's a week. Officially, it was like a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, it was like 2-3 weeks, because you took me down to my parents.
Yeah, like a month later or something.
Okay. It seemed so much faster.
Yeah, but anyways, so basically that weekend, the next weekend, I visited her. It was a 4 to 5 hour drive.
I feel so embarrassed because we've never told anybody this story, but I guess it's juicy. It'll be fun. But like, we were both pretty serious about our relationship, and I don't know why. I'm not like that. John's normally not like that, but we were already talking pretty seriously that night.
Yep.
We kissed. That was our first kiss.
It's weird.
I'm not gonna tell that.
Oh, you're
Maybe
not gonna
not
say
yet.
that one. Okay.
Maybe not yet.
You don't want to kiss and tell?
I don't know, that was just so special. I've never told anybody that story.
Okay. Maybe
so
next time.
We'll see. If you guys want to hear it, let me know. But
so the engagement, it was actually pretty funny because so from Minnesota to here in St. George, actually, took us 24 hours.
Yeah.
And we basically just stayed the night in a rest stop. We just slept in the car, basically.
Yeah. And it's so funny because we were coming down for my friend's wedding, and I had already had plane tickets bought. And so instead of buying him plane tickets to come with me, we drove. That was so dumb. And it was an awful experience, but...
That's one way that you can learn a person, like, really fast.
Yeah. And for some reason, he still wanted to marry me after that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
We were cranky and tired.
Yep.
I was cranky. John's just always perfect and sweet.
Wow. Anyways, so it's hilarious because when we got here, you know, like, obviously everybody already knows that we're coming and stuff, and her grandparents were here. They came and they were like, "Where's that Asian guy?"
Yeah.
And then so there's that one. I remember cooking a Filipino meal for your family, and they really enjoyed that. And I was cooking. I was like sautéing onions and garlic, and her mom was like, "Oh, it smells so good." I'm like, haven't even started like putting anything yet, but
my parents loved him right away, and he's always been close with them.
I remember that night your dad, you know, like I slept in the gun room, and he was like, he showed me all the guns, and he's like, yeah, and I have a loaded gun next to my bed every day. Like, oh, okay,
Good job, Dad.
cool. Like, what are you trying to say there? Anyways, but the next day so she took me everywhere. I think she knew that I had the ring and stuff. I didn't even tell my parents about it either, which is another weird thing about Filipinos.
Whoopsie!
Yeah, but I knew I was gonna marry her. I knew that. So like that's one of the reasons why I insisted to come here, so I can talk to her parents and ask their permission. So that day, it was funny because like she knew, and so she was taking me to all these beautiful places, and she like just keeps looking at me like, you know, it's like any day now kind of deal.
He missed his opportunity at a lot of beautiful areas he could have proposed, but then the last place we went, it's called Dixie Rock, and it overlooks the city, this big red rock, and we went up there, we're hanging out, and he was like, "Here, take a picture of me." And so I have my camera, and it's one of those big ones. I'm like looking in there, and then he like just pulls out the ring and stands there. So cute. And I was like,
No, this is not gonna happen.
Down on one knee.
I was like,
And
I don't know.
I don't know how.
This is my first time. I don't know how to do this.
But then he kneels. He asked me to marry him. He put the ring on my finger, and then he stood up and he said, "She said yes!" Around all the people.
That was awesome. There was a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody clapped though. Jerks. So after that, we decided that we were gonna get married like months and months later.
Yeah, like 6 months.
Yep.
We didn't really know each other very well.
Yep. But yeah, she is already staying in the same town as we were.
Yeah.
Because of some conflict in her work.
Yeah.
In the town that she's in.
So I had to move pretty quickly, and so John's family was so awesome, and they just took me into their home. So I ended up there. And so after, maybe a month or so, we were like, we're not waiting to get married that many months, because we're basically living in the same house. Yeah, after a little while, we got an apartment that we were going to move into after we got married. But we knew that we didn't want to wait until November, so we got married in August.
Mm-hmm. August 6th.
And thank goodness we moved it up, because that was a long, torturous wait.
The first year was definitely hard, especially for my family, because, well, it's new. Like a different culture, different adjustments.
And we lived with his parents. After we stayed in our apartment for a little while, I had some health stuff, so then we moved in with his parents.
Yep, again.
So it was a crazy adjustment culturally, and it was hard.
We'll probably make a video about the adjustments that we had to make, not just for her, but also for me, and whatnot. So
you had to adjust to me?
Of course. Yeah.
We got married in Bismarck, North Dakota, in the
middle of
temple.
nowhere.
in the temple for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It was beautiful and so simple. It was just the most simple wedding, quick, to the point. And then our honeymoon was just overnight in a hotel, and then we drove back home.
Which is, once again, it's another weird thing for a Filipino to do. Because, you know, like, all these occasions, all these things has to be big.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, like, eventually my family set up a, what do you call it?
A reception.
Yeah.
We had a big party. It was
Yeah.
just like 2
Yeah.
weeks later after the wedding.
Yep.
All the friends and family in town came. It was a big party.
Anyways, but yeah, it was pretty big. We had lechon. We had.
Is that the pig?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't even try it.
It was so good.
Our cake was good too.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, our cake was so pretty.
So expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so the cake, like everything was awesome. It was, you know, we had dancing and all those stuff, and we had the money thing.
Yeah.
Like a good, decent man. I took her to a hotel and then had her second honeymoon.
Yeah.
Because I had to work the next day.
Oh yeah. And we opened like our gifts and our cards in the hotel. That was so fun.
Yeah. Anyways, so it's very simple. Like I said, it's not your typical Filipino engagement or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like we should do a redo. We should go to the Philippines and take wedding pictures.
Oh, I'm like, what?
I feel like we should just have a party because we missed out on that.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like we should have like a big wedding reception and celebrate our love. You know, take pictures. My biggest regret was not enough wedding pictures.
So are you gonna rent a dress?
Do you guys have like traditional Filipino dresses or anything fancy?
Yeah.
Or would that not be?
Yeah, but it's not like a wedding dress.
Oh.
Maybe we should just have like a really nice.
I want to wear a
Photo
nice, like, just a nice dress. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be white, but just like a really nice photo shoot.
Black? No.
No. But
Yeah.
just to celebrate, in you know, because we couldn't do that before.
Yeah.
And have a honeymoon in the Philippines. That'd be fun. Oh gosh. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos about our relationship, then let us know down below.
Yep. Make sure you visit her channel, Joyful Motherhood, and my channel, Singing ni John. Just a little shout out there. And then, and guys, she started a podcast.
I did! I started a podcast. It's called Joyful Motherhood. You can find me on Spotify or wherever podcasts are available.
Ooh, check you out. Anyways, but it is really good. It's about mothers and parenting and all those good fancy things.
Yeah. So.
Anyways, yeah. Anyways, hope to see you guys in the next video, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Peace out.